Today's episode, we've got an update on the content library mixed with a whole lot of holiday cheer. I am joined by Jeff Snyder, Alexis Salpino, Ashley Toomey, Michaela Wetzel, George Hevel, and Roxanne Anderson for a very special and very fun holiday episode. Friend of the podcast, Jeff Snyder, and senior content marketer for Ritter Insurance Marketing, writing guru of the content library, is here with us again to do a fun episode around the release of the latest packet on the content library. And also to have a little fun because, quite honestly, we had a lot of fun with the Halloween episode. So we are back to talk about the holidays. So welcome back to the podcast, Jeff.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, Sarah.
Thank you.
I know you've been celebrating since like March, roughly, so...
My Christmas tree did not come down in my cubicle this year. It just got some succulent friends. So soon we're going to have to take those down and actually put up the rest of the Christmas decor, the rest of the Christmas trees, because I think I have 5 or 6 of them. So, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a few.
Yours is one of the big, like, I know Christmas is upon us, which kind of makes it sound like in a horror movie when the monsters attack. Christmas is here. But I know it's almost here when your desk becomes even more Christmassy.
The trees, just they keep popping up out of nowhere. Never know when another one's going to pop up. So, Jeff, what can you tell me about this new release for the content library? What do you have going on right now?
So, we have been working on publishing our Christmas series.
Okay.
It's a little different from our Halloween release, which was more so spooky spots around the globe, ghost stories, and that kind of stuff. Instead, this is more of a generalized Christmas-themed piece.
Okay.
Really, I was looking through it today before recording, and you can kind of break up this into 3 different types of packet in the series. And that's like recipes and food, seasonal tips, and I'm calling holiday fun.
Okay.
So like recipes and food, we actually do have several recipes in this series. We have eggnog, both healthy, and I did a lot of research and I found George Washington's personal eggnog recipe, which in the article I refer to as blindingly boozy. I think it's literally a third alcohol.
Ooh.
Which, yeah, I know. But then we have, Christmas cookies. So one of the series that we've had in the past was Health for the Holidays, which was taking, Christmas and holiday things and making them healthier. So we have a bunch of healthy recipes in here, but we also have some classic Christmas cookies.
Okay. Always appreciate the attempt at staying healthy around the holidays, because that's difficult.
It's tough. Yeah. Then I looked up how to make wassail or wassail. How do you pronounce that? I haven't quite figured it out yet.
So I would say, I feel like they say when we go wassailing, that's what they say, but it's spelled that it looks like wassail.
Yeah, because I'm like, here we come a wassailing. And so it's like, it could be either way. I was actually talking to Lisa about it, I think. No. I was talking to Dee about it the other day and was like, how do you pronounce it? I don't know. For those, I know this is not a visual medium. I did a big shrug. I have no idea how you pronounce it, but it's like a cidery kind of creamy mix.
Okay.
I also looked up how to make candy canes. So we have that recipe and gingerbread. And I also talk about panettone, which is the Italian seasonal sweet bread. No recipe, though, for that one, because you should go out and buy some actual Italian panettone instead of me giving you a ishy kind of recipe.
Is that a recipe that, depending on your family, the recipe would change, or is it a traditional thing that every Italian family makes it the same way?
So it's actually from Milan, in northern Italy, and the Italian government has actually been trying to lock down, like, actual panettone can only come from kind of like how champagne is.
Like champagne.
Yep, because there's a huge knockoff market, and there's actually, I learned this when writing the packet, very strict guidelines for what can be considered authentic panettone, which is like 20% of the mass has to be like butter and like 30%. Look up the actual article. I'm trying to do these off the top of the dome, but I think like 30% of the egg mass has to be egg yolk. It's crazy.
Which is interesting because we don't typically weigh our ingredients here. You might if you're a little bit fancier in the kitchen, but typically we don't weigh our ingredients.
So like that was kind of crazy to learn. But getting away from food and recipes and whatnot, the seasonal tips has things like tips on hosting a senior Christmas party, and that talks about, how you can, one, get everybody to your Christmas party, like when you should send out invitations, making your guest list, because that can be difficult, planning the vibe, so music and decorations, types of food. It just covers a lot of the different things that you wouldn't necessarily think about. It even goes into the specific type of invitation, like what kind of party are you having? Well, if you're having this type of party, you probably don't want to send just an email. Right. Or if you're having a really laid back one, maybe just a phone call or a text chain.
Oh, I love etiquette tips. I'm a big Emily Post fan, so.
But we also talk about, tips for taking away some of the stress of the season. So like making decorating less stressful or making finding the Christmas tree less stressful because, especially finding the Christmas tree, if you go to a farm or something, it can be a day. So how do you make that more fun? Because the holidays should be fun. They shouldn't be stressful.
Right. And make sure that, your children can all feel their legs. That's important.
That's a plus. Yeah. Holiday fun is health benefits of gift giving and the best Christmas destinations where we talk about like New York. I love going to New York around that time of year. But I mean, even Disney World and Las Vegas and just stuff around the country. And I tried to really spread it out. Okay. So no matter where you are in the country, you kind of have an option. But also, this one's more of a personal opinion piece, but the best classic Christmas songs. And I was allowed to kind of wax poetically about why these Christmas songs, I think, were the best of the pre-70s, I think.
Okay.
The plan was originally to write then a modern one, but classic ones are good. Let's stick with that.
They're classic for a reason.
It's 100%. Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, now that we've gotten through what is going to be in the packet and what agents can expect, of course, we will have listed in the episode notes links to be able to find all of that content, and you can take advantage of that, post it on your socials, put it in your newsletters, all that fun stuff. We're going to continue on that theme here, and I think one of the biggest takeaways from a lot of the pieces that I have read that you've done for the content library is just learning about the different traditions of the holidays, because depending on the region, depending on what holiday it is, a lot of those traditions can differ. So can you tell me about one of your favorite holiday traditions?
So I have a long list of notes. This morning before we recorded, Sarah sent me some of the questions. And after about an hour, I sent back to her, I really have a lot to say about Christmas. And I didn't realize before that. And now that I'm sitting here, I'm not going to look at it at all. But I think that for a lot of people, you have this kind of snapshot image in your head of what Christmas is. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's very much this image at my grandmother's house. Mm-hmm. So Christmas to me is very much a Christmas Eve thing, which is kind of funny. But when I was little, we always had Christmas Eve parties at my grandma's house where it felt like everybody in the world showed up. And it was just, my grandma's house was not huge, but just you couldn't enter a room without bumping into somebody. It was just everybody around. And all my cousins were there, and there was tons of food. But my favorite time of the night, you spent the whole night hugging people, Merry Christmas, having a good time, watching classic Rankin Bass movies, playing with the cousins, getting gifts, all that. My favorite time of night was when it got kind of quieter and people started to leave. Mm-hmm. And the image that I have is at my grandma's house. She had this big bay window with, like the bench that's kind of sits in the window. Mm-hmm. She also had, every year for Christmas, she'd have these 2 electric candles there and some decorations. And you'd kind of like, you would sit in the bay window and just, it'd be quiet. The first time that night. And you'd had a fantastic time, just a little bit of time to yourself, and just, you can kind of sit there and just take the whole night in. And I'm very much a softie when it comes to a lot of, you hit me with an emotional gut punch and I'll feel it. And I just loved that time of night because you had just had this event with all the people you care about and all the fun of Christmas. And then you're sitting there in this kind of quiet contemplation. And then you also get to look out as people are leaving. They're giving each other like big hugs. It was great. What a fun time. What a wonderful time. Merry Christmas. Love you too. And they walk off and drive off into the night. And you still get to look forward to Christmas the next day. So you have all the excitement of Christmas and all the build up, but you still have that thing to look forward to. And that's kind of the snapshot, this like darkness with candles, but this brightness of the event happening around you. Okay. That's my snapshot. And everything that goes into that is my favorite Christmas traditions. So I love Christmas music. I genuinely do. You can, when you read the best Christmas songs, classic ones, you can see that. So I love like these really kind of quiet or even melancholy Christmas songs. Like I think it's the Christmas song, Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. Yep. I love that. And that kind of tradition was ingrained in me early when we would decorate. In the Snyder house, my parents would put on these classic vinyls like Bing Crosby, Frank Sinatra, like those. And they would just play throughout the whole house as we decorate. And, sometimes afterwards I just sit there and listen to these vinyls. I'm like 7 years old and just playing vinyls and just listening to the music and love that. And I love a Christmas party. I really enjoy our Christmas parties that we have here at the office, like our Christmas tradition of us going to the diner the day of the Christmas party. I love that. It's breakfast. Always very fun. Everyone kind of has this giggly energy to them. Yeah. Also, I think it's very funny because I think you can see exactly what kind of kid everybody was at that breakfast.
I was the one waking my parents up at like 2:30 in the morning, which is very evident by my morning personality. Sorry, Mom and Dad. So sorry.
But I think that's amazing. And I love a Christmas movie. Once Halloween season hits, I'll do like a horror movie binge. And then almost immediately after that, once Christmas season hits, I'll do a Christmas movie binge where I'll just have something on in the background. It'll be the classics. It'll be White Christmas. It'll be Elf, which is a classic. It's newer, but it's absolutely. Right. And I mentioned the Rankin Bass. It's a Wonderful Life.
Which the Rankin Bass movies, they really need to put them on a platform, pick a platform, or do something where they are more accessible. Because it used to be that they were all on ABC Family. You could catch all of them. And it's not as easy to find them. Because I know my favorite is Year Without a Santa Claus.
I know the exact
one. The Cold Miser and the Heat Miser. Yep. I absolutely love them. Terrified my daughter with the two of them when she was younger. But yeah, that's the one that I most enjoy. And it's not always easy to find.
No. And it's a real shame. Like when I found out that my wife had never seen any of the Rankin Bass, I was like, are you kidding me? I thought everybody had seen these. And they are so intrinsically tied to my Christmas memories because every year it would be on, especially at that Christmas Eve party.
Right.
Even in the background, I remember it always being on. So I couldn't imagine not having that. Yeah.
Well, you have shared a lot of your favorite traditions, so I guess I should share some of mine as well.
Please.
I will piggyback off of the one that you shared as far as our breakfast that we do here with our department. We do a Secret Santa exchange, which is so fun because even though we do fill out, wish lists of what we want, it's just fun to be able to get together outside of work and be able to just like exchange gifts. It's kind of like the first really festive gift giving that like kicks off the season. For a lot of people, that's the last day that they work before the holidays really start. So that's a lot of fun. And then I think there's two others that I have with my family. That the first is decorating the tree and listening to holiday music while I'm doing that. We were the same growing up, that we had this record player. It's so funny because my sister has actually gotten this thing fixed at great expense.
The original one?
Yeah, because of the fact
awesome.
It's this tower situation that it plays tapes. It's the radio. It's the turntable. Has the speakers intact, and the thing rolls between rooms. But that's what we listened to all our music on growing up. So like you said, vinyls. You know, we had the LPs. For some of the other music around the other times of the year, that was when we had like the 45s. But it was typically, you know, you put the stack on, you played through the stack, and you listened to every single song on each one of those records. So listening to that music, that has always been a huge part of Christmas time. That I would say they probably start it maybe around Thanksgiving. They might start it a little sooner. My dad has opinions about that. But my dad is also the first to send out his Christmas cards every year. It is like his mission to try and get them out like the day after Thanksgiving.
So when it hits, it hits?
He wants to be the first Christmas card that everybody gets every year, which I love that he tries to do that. That's just like a fun little thing about him. And then the other tradition that I really enjoy is making Christmas cookies. And that's because we've turned it into such an event over the years, that we have cookie baking that we do to give all of the cookies away to people who might not have them or might not be able to make them themselves, so they can have a fun little piece of, you know, homemade something. And then we also do one with my husband's side of the family, where all of the girls get together and we all bake a different kind of cookie. Same thing on my parents' side of everything, that get together with my mom and my sister and my daughter, and we all make cookies together. And it's not about the cookies. It's about the time that you get to spend together, you know, just having fun. We have pictures of Quinn when she was a tiny little thing with just giant shakers of sprinkles and sprinkles all over sugar cookies. I mean, like just a tray of sugar cookies and probably about a pound of granulated sugar on top of like maybe 20 sugar cookies. But she has the biggest smile on her face, and she had so much fun. So there's so many memories along with that. Just the little, when you're rolling out cookies and you have just that little bit of dough left, my mom would always say, well, these are for the rats. And now my daughter says that, you know, that we have to make cookies for the rats. And it's just these teeny tiny little cookies. And it's so funny because it's like, I know that was probably her way of placating us when we were younger, to be able to like, you get to do this with the dough. You can have fun with this. Yeah. And it's just fun that has carried on in her only granddaughter. So yeah, those are, I think, some of my most favorite holiday traditions.
Well, can I say, this time of year, one of the things I love, probably the thing I love the most about it, and this ties into all of the things that we mentioned with our favorite traditions, is I love that this time of year you're allowed to be openly sentimental and openly just like emotional, you know? There's a lot of things where it almost feels like weird to look back and have these, you know, cherish these memories of togetherness or charity or, as I said, sentimentality. Right. And at this time of year, it's okay. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I may be an elder millennial, but us millennials, we love our nostalgia. We really do. So I think another thing that was interesting that you said about being in the window and like looking at those lights from the electric candles. We all had those candles.
I love those candles so much.
So I have to ask, were the bulbs in the candles, what color were they?
So they were a very light white, or very light yellow, to be more, because I know there's different kinds of white light.
Gotcha.
But yes, they weren't like the flickery kind. They weren't like a dark yellow.
We didn't have the flickery kind back then.
Yeah, no, we did not. If you wanted the flicker, you had to kind of unplug it a little bit so it, you know. But it was, it wasn't a very blue light. It was a very, very light yellow.
Okay, that's interesting. So your grandma went the classic route. We had orange. We had orange to mimic the effect of what the candle glow looked like. And I want to say some of them were translucent, some of them were opaque, but that we did that for so long, and we had one for every single window in the house. And it was, I feel like that was just something from like the late 80s, early 90s. I
think so.
Before the icicle lights, everyone had those little candlestick lights in their windows.
The icicle lights.
Yes, the icicle lights that, you know, they were huge for a good year or two, and then it was like, oh, they're so outdated, and now people are starting to use them again. So
yeah, but they tangle worse, I think. They're a nightmare to untangle.
Yeah, they look like they would be. I've seen a lot of homes that get the professional holiday light installation around us, at least, that they'll do the red and white, kind of to look like the candy canes. A lot more people are starting to do that now for Halloween, and then I guess they just get the bulbs changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting. We don't have outside outlets, so we have no way to to do outside lights.
I'm surprised you would tolerate not decorating outside.
It is on my list of one of the next things to do. I believe we're floating doing the porch, the windows, and the outside electricity when we're able to do that, because we even have a lamppost out there where, you know, you could put like a light bulb in there, you could wrap things around it, but unfortunately when it was a couple years ago, I think we redid the irrigation in the yard, and I believe my grandfather-in-law ran over the cord with the lawnmower. So yeah. Which happens. I feel like a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've run over a thing or two on the lawnmower. So I can't talk.
Yeah, we've a couple Barbies really went the way of not so great of an end in our yard. All right. So now that we've kind of gone through traditions here, I do have a couple questions to ask you that you can give your answer and kind of why, and then I'll give mine as well. But just a couple holiday favorites, because I feel like you've touched on a few, and these are always just so much fun. I like hearing what other people like. So we'll start out with your favorite holiday movie.
Probably White Christmas. I grew up with Bing Crosby being the voice of Christmas. And it's one I actually didn't discover until probably high school, actually, considering we listened to him every year. When I heard, you know, Bing Crosby had a Christmas movie out, I was like, wait, Bing Crosby the singer? Then I watched it, because I'd known of him and Bob Hope's movies, so I watched White Christmas, like, oh, this is fantastic. This is kind of everything you're looking for in a Christmas movie. And it doesn't hurt that the songs are good. There's some very good singers in it.
Yes.
So, yeah, I love it. I make sure of any Christmas movie, that or Elf, I make sure to watch every year. Or Home Alone. Yeah.
So I have to say my favorite is the same. And largely because of the music. We sang a couple songs from that growing up when we did chamber singers, show choir, all that fun stuff in school. But just the singing, the dancing, it really, I don't know a better way to take all of Christmas and put it into a movie. I know a lot of people have opinions on, you know, It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street. There's something about the message in there that's so simple yet so powerful. And then just with the actors and actresses that are in there, you really can't go
They really, especially that main four, that quartet, they are all top of their game.
Oh, yeah.
Danny Kaye, I think he holds a lot of the movie together. But
he does.
It is, It's, I mean, Crosby and Clooney are just, they're so great as the two leads. It's just such a good Christmas movie.
Right.
And kind of what I like the most about it is there's no pretense of like sarcasm or it is straightforward. They mean everything they say. I love it.
Well, and the funny thing is too, this is something that I think I learned within just the past years. There was a take where Bing Crosby and Danny Kaye they had a take where they did the Sisters song and they didn't have such a fun reaction, but they kept the take with all the giggling and laughing and all of that because they just liked that take so much better.
It makes so
much
sense.
I love the fact that they included that because they broke character in that so many times, but it doesn't look like they broke character.
No.
So I can't imagine that scene any other way because it made it so much better.
Yeah, it really did. So I mentioned Elf, but I do think White Christmas is maybe the perfect Christmas movie. All the others have like good elements and whatnot, but my God, is White Christmas so good.
So next up on our list, your favorite holiday song.
So, I have the misfortune of having a literal packet in this series of my opinions on that. So, White Christmas has to be. It's amazing. It's so well done. You can see my thoughts on it, on that specific song, along with my second favorite maybe, which is probably the Christmas song. That one fits, I mentioned earlier, my snapshot of Christmas, the sitting as the party winds down on Christmas Eve and you're relaxing, fits perfectly. It's more modern. These would have been in the modern article. I like Christmas Time, Don't Let the Bells End by The Darkness, because there's a part of me that thinks that every Christmas carol should have a guitar solo in it.
Okay.
And also I really like Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues.
Okay.
I really like that one. It kind of fits that melancholy but also hope that I love in a Christmas carol. Yeah, my modern ones are very interesting.
I feel like holiday songs, there's a whole range that you can pick from. I think mine, you can probably guess a lot about the type of music I like and what I look for in music by them. So the first, Pentatonics, and that is the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy.
Okay,
and the reason for that is literally the bass note that is hit. And between that and then the harmonies of everything else that are in there, that harmony is such a huge part of why I like certain pieces of music, because I sang as an alto. So I was never singing melody. I was always singing harmony. So anytime that there's a lot of different harmonies or even a lot of dissonance in a song, I do gravitate towards that. There is one arrangement called The Three Kings, not We Three Kings, but The Three Kings, where it is a piece for 8-part harmony, and they have it's a lot of minor chords and dissonance that kind of glisses into like the major, and it just chef's kiss, to quote Jeff. Jeff says that a lot.
I do.
And then there's a very weird holiday album that we listened to growing up. My mom had this Bobby Vinton holiday album, and he is, I don't know if he's Swedish or if he's Finnish, but he has this whole track of songs that, quite frankly, I haven't heard a lot of them anywhere else, like the bell that couldn't jingle because it didn't have a little thing inside to like make it jingle, and it asked Santa for that. I mean, and I have no idea if these are stories or things that he grew up with, but this is a record that we loved, and we loved the song Christmas in Killarney. So my sister and I would dance to Bobby Vinton's version of Christmas in Killarney, and oh my goodness, I don't know how our parents could stand us, because I'm sure how we also didn't scratch up that record just trying to like constantly put it on that song, I don't know, but yeah, This is
about 2 minutes away from just devolving into us singing different Christmas carols. I love rare or different, like ones you've never heard of. I know Lisa always does Sammy Davis Jr.'s The Gingerbread Man, which I'd never heard before she introduced us to. My wife's favorite Christmas song is Dominic the Donkey.
Oh gosh.
I love these different my mom would always play, and I wrote down on my paper to add this to my Christmas playlist. But Jethro Tull, the rock band, put out a Christmas album like a decade and a half ago, maybe.
Interesting.
And I love that album so much. And there's different ones on there. So let me ask you a question, Sarah. What makes a great Christmas song?
It's the vibe.
Yeah.
It's the vibe that you get from it. Because there are just some that, and I don't know if it's because we've heard them in movies or because we've heard them at such significant parts of the holidays, but there are just certain songs that give you that Christmas feeling, that they have all of the, bells and whistles, that they have the sparkly sounds, they have the jingle bells, they have the chord progressions that you want to have. They give you that feeling of just excitement and joy and wonder of the season of what is going to be underneath the tree, what's going to happen. And I think it's very interesting that it seems like Mariah Carey's Christmas song has become kind of a very modern favorite, but there are other modern favorites that I feel like should also be held in sort of the same esteem that aren't, and I find that interesting that they're not.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking of one in particular, and I couldn't even tell you what the name. It's Kelly Clarkson's.
Oh, I think I know the one you're talking, because we have a playlist that also, for some reason, sometimes throws in songs that are not on the playlist, and this one gets thrown on it too.
Do you listen on Spotify a lot?
I think Amazon Music is what we have.
Okay. Because I do know that on Spotify, if you put it on shuffle and it has the little dot, that means that it will put on other songs that are sort of within the same framework of what you're currently listening to. You can turn that off in the settings. Underneath the Tree by Kelly Clarkson. And I think the reason is that it has that vibe, and it almost has that very like 1940s classic vibe to it, that it just has that like big band feeling, like with a huge orchestra behind you. You could picture her there, center stage, microphone, sparkly gown. You can kind of see all of that. But yeah, I think there's a lot, and there's a lot that Pentatonics has done that is really good, but I do think that's a very specific type of music. You have to appreciate music that is a cappella. Most of their stuff is a cappella, and they also do some originals, which isn't for everyone. So, yeah.
I do like Pentatonics around this time of year. I can listen and absolutely appreciate the artistry and the skill involved in the a cappella stuff especially. And I do agree there is that twinkling feeling that a lot of great Christmas songs have. One thing that I think really great Christmas songs have, and I talk about this in the best classic Christmas songs packet, I think a lot of the best Christmas songs have this element of hope, especially looking at like I'll Be Home for Christmas, White Christmas, or Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. A lot of them have this element of desire or wanting something, but hope that it will happen. The story behind Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which I'm shocked I didn't mention, I think might actually be my favorite Christmas song, was originally written for, I'm totally spacing on her name.
In White Christmas?
No. Wizard of Oz.
Judy Garland.
Judy Garland. So White Christmas was originally written for Judy Garland in the movie, I believe, See You in St. Louis? And it originally was a lot darker. In the story, they were being torn from their home in St. Louis to go to New York for their father to get a job or something like that. And they're all really sad. And the song was like, it had lyrics like, if we all survive. Yeah. A lot darker. And then Frank Sinatra, someone suggested he sing it, and then he told the writers, like, jolly this up a little bit, and it got a lot more hopeful. And I think that's a big thing, I think, for Christmas, hope, And I think a lot of the best Christmas songs have that element. Yeah. That's what I love, at least.
Okay.
That's also, I think it ties into the bells. I think bells, there's a lot of really good Christmas songs have bells.
Okay, so moving on in our list of favorites, what is your favorite holiday activity? Not a tradition.
Not a tradition. holiday.
Super fun thing to do that you love around the holidays.
I do love decorating. My wife calls me an elf, if that counts as a tradition. I really like it. You know, you play the music, you put a movie on, and then you just make the house all green and red.
We will put a pin in the fact that Jeff is an elf for later. So, your favorite stocking stuffer?
Well, wait, what's your favorite?
Oh, okay, sorry.
What's your favorite? Yeah,
favorite holiday
you're not getting away with this.
So, baking cookies, I absolutely love baking cookies, but shopping, I love shopping to begin with, but there is nothing more fun than to go shopping and trying to find just that gift that is going to put a smile on someone's face, that you know that it's something they mentioned that they wanted, but they forgot that they even mentioned it. Or it's something you picked up like 6 months ago and you've just sort of been holding on to it to wait to be able to give to them. That's just, I love being able to see that smile on somebody's face when they realize, you know, how much thought you put into the gift. That is super fun.
I honestly, and this isn't to be like, oh, look at me. I like giving gifts better than getting them. There's not a lot that I want genuinely like as a gift, and I really enjoy getting stuff for other people.
It's a lot of fun.
It is.
I think I would really enjoy being a personal shopper. I really do. I think that would be a fun pastime.
You know what? I don't think we should be ashamed to admit it. That we like getting stuff for other people.
Okay, so your favorite stocking stuffer?
Man, so every year, I'm pretty sure it was my mom. You know, I want to give credit to my dad. This feels like a my mom thing.
Okay.
She would always make sure like it was stuffed with candy.
Okay.
You know, and it was like little things. There wasn't a ton of other stuff. You know, there would be like, you know, lottery tickets and little things, just candy. Once you open your gifts, you just had candy to munch on. I love that.
Okay. For me, hair ties. If my mother ever stops putting hair ties in my stocking, I do not know what I will do, because typically our cats, for some reason, it has to be them, but hair ties in our house just disappear. I don't know if they grow legs. I don't know if the cats have a stash that I have not found yet, but hair ties are hard to come by, and I get very frustrated when I have to actually go and buy hair ties myself.
Honestly, that is the perfect stuffing stocker.
Stuffing stalker?
That is the perfect stocking stuffer. Honestly, if you're ever wondering about what to do for a stocking stuffer, little things like that are perfect.
Yes, yeah. One of the things I think that we highlight in the gift giving guide that we do, my mom used to give us when my sister and I were a little bit younger, and when we were kind of just starting out, she gave us a laundry basket that was just filled with the essentials. So like flour, sugar, things that you use on a daily basis. Not so much to give you all that stuff, but it's the fact that that opened up room in our budget for other fun things when we went grocery shopping, or it gave us the ability to like do a date night or something like that. And it's just a very clever way to be able to gift things that you need and actually are going to use. My mom is very practical. She likes to give things that people are going to use. So that was something that she did for quite a while.
Yeah. I think it's a really great idea.
Okay. So your favorite gift to give, do you have one?
It really depends on the person. Like, I wouldn't get the same gift from my wife that I'd get from my dad. I don't think they would agree on that.
Right.
I have no problem straight up just asking somebody, hey, what do you want? You know, and because it can be really tough. So I guess the gift that I like to get is the one the person wants.
Okay.
Which is kind of a, you know, but.
I think I'd have to agree with that, because it is difficult to be able to, there's no real like set one thing I think that you can give everyone. Mine is definitely, I like surprising them with that thing that is just going to make them smile. That one, whether it's something really, really small or whether that's like their biggest gift that they get that year, just being able to do that that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. I will admit there was a point a while ago, like when I was younger, where it would be movies. I would get people movies or TV shows, you know, because everyone has a movie or TV show that they love. And I would usually get like a special edition or a collector's edition or something.
Okay.
But with streaming the way it is these days, it doesn't make as much sense to get.
Right. And quick add-on to that, do you have a DVD player anymore?
Somewhere?
We do not at our house. So that's like, that's one of those things that has gone the wayside, and we look at, our DVD collections. Oof.
I have a massive DVD collection of I have the Beatles anthology.
You need to load them into Apple if you can with the codes. I want to say that's one of the few services where you can do that you can enter them in with the codes that you get, and then at least you get a digital copy of it for as long as they have the rights to it, which is awful, but at least that is something that you can do to be able to access those. Last favorite, what is your favorite gift to get?
So I've already said I don't,
Don't lie. Everyone likes getting gifts.
Yeah, no, I will admit, the things that I like for Christmas are, I would take a few years of no specific gift for Christmas if it meant a family trip somewhere or, having everyone together, getting a little things here or there. I'm a big Liverpool Football Club fan of the soccer team. I will usually get the jersey if I haven't got it myself, or, memorabilia. My parents will usually get me something for the kitchen, although that means that I have way too much stuff for the kitchen. So there's never a specific thing, and that's the hardest part. We have a family group thread, text chain with my brother, my parents, my wife, myself, and we all send each other what we want that year. And that is the hardest thing to put, what I want. So yeah, truly a trip together or just spending the day together. Wouldn't mind a nice wine or something, Experience. I value experiences over things.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're more of an experience person than stuff. I think for me, I really like surprises, but good surprises, not bad surprises, because I have had Christmas gifts that have been not so great surprises. A really good example would be a couple years ago, my husband got me a coat that was awful. I was very emotional when I got it. I may or may not have started crying.
I was going to say, does he know?
He knows. He knows.
Okay.
I felt so bad because I did not like the coat at all. And we ended up having to return it to get another coat. And then last year was the year of redemption because he got me this fantastic puffer coat that I have been wanting that goes down to my ankles. And so he's been redeemed, but it's really tough to be able to have that level of surprise that you get the thing that is absolutely delightful, but that you had no idea that it was coming. So I'm one of those weird people that I do like surprises, but if the surprise goes wrong, it can be really bad for everyone involved. So good luck.
So you guys make it to Christmas without knowing what the other got each other?
With this one, we did. We were horrible before we had our daughter. Absolutely horrible. I mean, it was a couple days after Thanksgiving. I remember going to get him, it was a PlayStation or something on Black Friday, and I think 2 days later I gave it to him. Yeah, we've gotten better at that because I think we've had to with having a child. You have to save some of that magic for actual Christmas Day.
Yeah, because Jamie and I are the same way where the day, honestly, most of the time I will know what Jamie got me before it arrives at the house. Same with her. We just can't. We're so bad about keeping that secret from each other.
See, if I really want to keep it secret, I'll send it to my parents' house. But the other problem with that, too, is linked bank accounts. That's really... It gets messy.
See, we don't go looking for it.
No, but if you're a normal, studious financial person, you're looking at your bank account on a regular basis, so...
Usually I can tell when Jamie got me whatever she's getting me for Christmas because, that night when we're going to bed, she'll be like, so, do you want to know what you got for Christmas? And I'll be like, I don't know. Do you want to tell me? She's like, no. Do you want to know? And I'm like, well, clearly you want to say.
I really want to tell you, but I want you to want me to tell you.
So, and that's what it'll say for me. I'll be like, so, you want to know what you got for Christmas?
Nice. Okay, that is the remainder of our favorites here. Now, this is super easy. We're at this or that. I'm going to give you a choice of two things. You have to pick one. So we're going to come out of the gate swinging here with holiday lights. White or multicolored?
Ooh.
Can only pick one.
I will say I'm really bad at this or that because I will always try to be like,
only one.
Well, there's a place for both of them in the house.
There's only one correct answer here.
Oh, man.
Maybe I should ask what's on your tree.
Yeah. On the tree is white because we have one of those pre-lit lights.
Have you ever done multicolored lights?
I grew up with multicolored lights.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
And I think I miss those sometimes. They feel very nostalgic. That feels like, when I listed the Christmas songs that I like and a lot of the movies that I've watched, and I'm a very traditional dude with Christmas. I like old school, and multicolored lights feel very traditional to me in a lot of sense.
That is the picture of Christmas, I think, is just the multicolored holiday lights with that dark fir green kind of behind them. But will I ever put that on my Christmas tree? No.
Yeah, because I live with somebody that is a staunch white light.
Same.
So I don't have a strong enough opinion necessarily where it's like, okay, fine. But
I have my fun lights in the cubicle. I have my pink and purple there, and that is where those remain. But even there, I have such a theme going on, and on my little mini Christmas tree, those lights are white. So I guess I really can't talk. Okay, holiday cookies, gingerbread or sugar cookies?
Gingerbread.
Okay.
I love strong spice. Like I like cinnamon and
lots of clove, lots of nutmeg.
Oh yeah.
Okay. For me, it has to be sugar cookies. So we diverge there. Your main course, is it turkey or ham?
I'll go ham. Turkey is very difficult to get really well, correct. That's why a lot of times it is dry. So we've had ham in the past, although my family actually does something different every year. Okay. My mom really wants to do that Italian Feast of the Seven Fishes.
That would be very cool to do.
Yeah.
You should go with that.
Oh my God, it's so much food though. I made a brisket one year. I made a homemade lobster ravioli for everybody one year.
Okay.
So we do no set thing. It'll be just, let's have a nice dinner.
Okay. So for me, if I had to choose between the two, it's always going to be turkey because I cannot stand ham.
Really?
Yes, do not like ham. We go out to eat for Easter because my mom knows that if she makes ham, I'm not going to eat it. Wow. So I think she likes it because then, she doesn't have to do cleanup or anything like that.
Fair enough.
But we are sort of the same for Christmas, that we've always just done turkey for Thanksgiving, that Christmas is, we have done tacos, we've done stuffed shells, we've done pulled pork, we've done everything but turkey. And I think it's because we want to try and do something different than what we did for Thanksgiving, but then there's always something different for Christmas Eve too. So, yeah. And it's just, you have to think too, like you said, with the Feast of Seven Fishes being a lot of food, how much food do you really want to make and end up potentially getting rid of that wasn't eaten? So, yeah. Okay, so your Christmas tree, is it real or is it artificial?
We have an artificial tree. It is actually quite real looking, except for the fact that it has lights built into it. I would not tolerate a very fake looking tree. I grew up with real trees.
Yeah.
But it made sense to get, first of all, we waited until after the holiday seasons one year when everything was very on sale.
Right.
And we got it half off. And it was a fantastic deal, and it looked very good. This way we don't have to run it every year. It does save money. I get it.
Yeah. So we, for the longest time, we used to do a real one, and we would do an artificial one. Last year, we actually made the switch to just an artificial one. And as much as I do love the smell of a real Christmas tree, there is nothing like that. Not having to worry about cleaning up all the needles. Not having to worry about the cats. For whatever reason, you have to water the tree. That water you would think it's, the Holy Grail
Yeah.
or whatever it is, because the cats during that time period will only drink out of the Christmas tree water. And I don't understand it. I don't think it's good for them. So yeah, going with the artificial tree. And it's a lot nicer that it has the lights built in, that we didn't have to wrap the lights around it. And then, of course, the issues with watering, drying, it being a potential fire hazard.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's really one of those situations where I love a real tree. Mm-hmm. I'll never begrudge someone for going one way or the other.
Oh, yeah. That one, I can go either camp there. Mm-hmm. So holiday parties, host or attend?
I love hosting.
Okay.
My wife does not. we somehow got Christmas in the family shuffle, so we host Christmas.
Okay.
And I've always liked, people coming to you and the planning bits of everything. I really like kind of putting that all together. Mm-hmm. You get to say who's going to come, who's not. So it's people that you care about.
Yeah.
I mean, I like going to a Christmas party, but then you always kind of find that weird part where you're like trapped by someone you don't really know who's talking at you for a while. If you're hosting, you can be like, oh, I'm sorry, I have to go do this. You always have something to be doing.
Very true. So we host for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. I would say for the holidays, I think I prefer attending because it lets us have our celebration in the morning. Mm-hmm. Daughter can open her presents, do all that fun stuff. She gets up way early, so by the time that's, all out of the way, it's probably like 6:30. Mm-hmm. So we can get ready and we're able to go. We're lucky that both of our parents live within the same town, so it's really easy to see both. The bad thing about that is that you always feel like you're cutting time short somewhere to be able to really make for like equal time with everybody. Mm-hmm. We have dealt with that since we started dating because we used to do it with Thanksgiving, and then last year we're like, we're just going to host and everybody can come to us because this is a little ridiculous. We're still willing to do it, obviously, at Christmas because it means that my daughter is my parents' only granddaughter. So, she gets to see everybody. It's much more about her than it is about seeing my husband and I. But yeah, there's always that sense that you always feel a little bit like you're rushing. Mm-hmm. So
we've always been really lucky in that my wife's family does everything on Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. And that gave us Christmas to host, and my family would come down, and then my mom's side of the family does their own thing. Usually, I think we're doing the 27th this year or something like that.
Okay.
But a couple days after, when everyone can be there, the only issue is that my dad's side of the family, the Christmas Eve party that I talked about, even though my grandmother has passed, is still held on Christmas Eve. You do have to kind of pick and choose. Mm-hmm. But it does allow you to see everybody for a long amount of time, which that's really what Christmas is, spending time with the family.
Yeah, that is what it's all about. Shopping, online or in a store?
We primarily do online. Okay. I do like going physically to the store if it's something that you kind of have to see in person, but so much can be done online these days. You get it done in an hour, especially when you know what you want to get everybody. It is so convenient. Mm-hmm. So I guess I got to say online, even though I think it's a little lame.
I'm an agent of chaos, I think, when it comes to Christmas shopping, because I used to wait until maybe 2 weeks before Christmas, and I would go in the span of 2 days and do all of my Christmas shopping in that time frame. And I am the type of person, I can shop from 7 a.m. in the morning till 7 p.m. at night because I just enjoy it so much. Mm-hmm. But it definitely is chaotic, and you run out of choices when you are shopping that late. So you do have to get a little bit creative with with some of your choices. So, but yeah, I'm definitely in the store type of person. Mm-hmm. Even when shopping for myself, I like that tangibility of being able to touch something, see something, make sure that it is what I want, rather than the stress of, for me, online shopping is very stressful.
I will say there is also something festive about going in person because you're really in that environment then. You're around the music and the decorations and Yeah, so, I mean, maybe don't wait till 2 weeks before, but it does feel like more of a seasonal festive thing than you're in your living room. You might not even have pants on and you're just typing away, getting, these things, and you're, as I said, getting it done in like an hour.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there's something to be said about going in person. That the family Christmas Eve party, there is a restaurant up where I grew up in Allentown called Dunderbox, which is attached to the mall in the area. I know you went to school in the area, so I don't know. The Lehigh Valley Mall.
Oh, yes.
There is.
That one still exists, the Berkshire.
Yep. Not so much.
Not so much.
But there is a restaurant. It's like a hot dog restaurant in the mall called Dunderbox. And we would always go before the party, go to Dunderbox, get some food, and then people would go into the mall and go last minute Christmas shopping. And that was always really fun because the mall was decorated really nice for Christmas, and it was always super lively. Yeah. It did really put you in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah. I have so many memories of being in the mall last minute shopping that, at so many times that I went wearing a sweater and boots or a sweatshirt, and I ended up buying flip-flops in the middle of winter because, friendly tip, it gets very warm inside the mall. So I have learned over the years that I either wear something that I can easily take off and stow in a bag. Definitely do not wear a coat in at all. And if you start feeling nauseous, go outside and get some air because the air does not travel well in malls in the winter. So, fun, friendly tip there. Okay, so where would you rather celebrate? Stay home or travel?
Would I be going by myself?
No.
Okay.
Just location. Like if you could take all of the people that you normally spend the whole holiday season with and go somewhere like, say, Milan for the holidays.
You know the answer to that. You know the answer to this question for me.
He would choose to travel. Probably more than just Milan, but, it would be, we'll do this for Christmas Eve. We'll do this for Christmas Day.
Strasbourg specifically, probably. Okay. Have you seen the Christmas candle mart there?
I have not, but I do.
Miss Christmas has not seen... I'm going to send it to you after this. You're going to lose your mind.
I do enjoy a good outdoor Christmas market. That is something that I feel a lot of places have lost touch with, that we used to have one locally where I live, but we were lucky enough that we went to New York last year in December, and it was just so much fun being able to walk around the markets that they had set up. In the square, in Central Park, all of that.
Yeah, so. I do love an outdoor, like, Christmas market. Yeah. That's always been, they've always had something like that around where I've lived, so that's really neat. Apparently Philly has one this year, which might have to make a trip to.
That's easier than going up to New York.
Yeah, although I love New York at Christmas time.
Yeah, and it's not, I will say, taking the train out there. We went down to Lancaster to take the train up, and that was actually pretty nice. The only bad part was on the way home, we made the mistake of getting in the quiet car. I should never be in the quiet car. I felt personally attacked, but we didn't know that getting on until we sat down and really looked up and we're like, oh, this is not going to be a great ride.
Yeah, but I can't believe you've never seen the Strasbourg, by many people considered like Europe's capital of Christmas. Okay. The whole city, it's very Germanic because it comes from that region of France that was also part of Germany for a very long time. Okay. It's a gorgeous city in and of itself, but around that time, it just gets decked out for Christmas. There's lights everywhere. The cathedral is beautiful. They have markets on every square. I mean, you can't move because of all the people, but it's beautiful.
Okay, so when it comes to gifts,
would you at home or would you travel? And you take everybody with you.
If I can take everybody with me, barring all of the fun restrictions that everyone has, I think I would choose to travel, just because I think there's, as long as you can have everybody with you that kind of makes the season and makes it fun, I don't know that we'd all be able to agree on a place, but if it were up to me, it would either be, and this is two very, very different things, either Paris or Australia.
Australia, I've never been. I think it would be really neat. I do love Paris. It's a great city. I also remember another one, Dublin. My wife and I were there when they were decorated for Christmas, and it's also amazing.
Yeah.
So
now, if we could manage to take a side trip from France over to Hungary, that would be amazing because my dad has tracked our family back so far.
That'd be cool.
But to be able to possibly go there and find relatives that could kind of connect some ties even further back, that would be really cool. And
that'd be really neat.
To be able to see some of the places there and things that, you know.
Yeah. I think you hit on something. I think that's important with that, this or that. It's not where you are, it's who you're with. That makes the holiday. As corny as that sounds, but I said this is the one time of year where you're allowed to be sentimental. And truly, I could be anywhere on Christmas as long as the people that I want to be with are there as well.
That's very true. Yeah, it was funny the other night. My husband actually said to me that when the Christmas movies come out, could I please not watch them all immediately so that we can watch them together? And it's so funny because it's like, I have converted him.
Infected him.
We do not watch. I mean, I don't watch romantic movies any other time of the year other than at Christmas because there's something about the ridiculousness of the Hallmark movies that for whatever reason, that time of year, I'm able to tolerate it. And I just thought it was very endearing that I have turned him over to the dark side of the Christmas holiday movies and that he's willing to indulge in those as well, and he wants to wait so that we can both watch them together because it's not fun to watch a movie if somebody else has already seen it.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. And I think the big thing for him is he's doing it with you.
Yeah.
It's not, again, it's not what you're doing, it's who you're doing it with.
It's very true. Very true. So for gifts, do you wrap them or put them in a gift bag?
I prefer to wrap them.
Okay.
My wife prefers a gift bag.
Okay, then an addendum to that. Stocking stuffers. Are those wrapped or are they unwrapped?
Most of the things I prefer to be wrapped, but there are some things that I think you leave unwrapped because they have something to them or they're a difficult wrap. I think it's less important for them to be wrapped than, but still wrapped. Sure.
I would say gift wrapping for the holidays. I actually do enjoy wrapping presents just because you can sit down with the holiday music on. And that's just a fun little time where it's like you're allowed to have that time to yourself. So I really enjoy that. My cats try and help. So that's always fun to get them kind of out of the room because if they're not in the room and the door's closed, they are pawing to get in the room. But stocking stuffers are usually so small. They're actually really fun to wrap because it makes them so difficult to open.
You like the challenge.
And I feel like my dad has done that to me over the years, that he really enjoys just making things super difficult or like putting a ton of tape on it because that's what I used to do when I was younger. So he's kind of passed that along to me that, even if it's, like obvious shaving cream, anything like that. But just wrapping it up.
What is your stance on disguising gifts? So you say like the obvious shaving cream. What do you like the big box for the tiny thing or multiple boxes?
I like the idea of doing it in good spirit. Not doing it so that you're tricking the person to make them think that they got something like, I don't know, putting a bag of candy in an iPhone box when you know that they really wanted an iPhone for Christmas. But, like, for example, when we got my daughter her phone, I want to say we had a pretty big box that we started out with, and the boxes just kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller till eventually it was like, hey, here's an iPhone.
See, I think that's great because it led to something big,
Yeah.
Because I've definitely seen the
don't
big
be,
box for something.
Don't be mean. Don't prank people at the holidays. That's just not the spirit of the season.
Well, I think my annoyance kind of scales to how funny they think it is. Yeah. If they think it is the funniest thing, I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the obviousness of a gift? I think in some cases, like in a white elephant, an obvious gift can be very funny.
I mean, what do you do? How do you wrap a bike?
Yeah.
there's no way to wrap it. I think there's ways to just put a bow on it and maybe like, oh, wait, there's one more thing. Roll it in. But yeah, so white elephant, that's a little bit different because I think the idea there is that it's supposed to be fun. But yeah, I think that as long as you're in the spirit of what the gift exchange is and everyone is in on the joke, then it's okay. But if it's something where it's going to make somebody feel called out or bad, then you need to rethink it because that's not the spirit of the season.
Fitting the spirit. You can kind of do anything as long as it fits.
Right. Christmas clothing. Ugly Christmas sweater or some type of clothing with a really bad pun on it.
So you have to choose ugly or bad pun.
My personal favorite is my sweatshirt that has a graphic of Santa on it, and it says gangster rapper, because I love horrible puns, and everybody knows that about me.
You're making me choose between two children. I do. So I've done ugly sweater like contests in the past where I had this one. Oh, man, I went to a Goodwill, and I looked for the ugliest Christmas sweater I could find, and I found something that is just next level hideous. And I was like, I can do better. So brought it home and I like hot glued some ribbons on it, and
as you should.
Oh, it's so bad that my wife has stolen it for some of her ugly sweater. Oh, it's a glorious work of hideous art.
Yes. I saw one last year that could have ended the sweatshirt streak. It was a horribly ugly Christmas sweater, like a Fair Isle print that was green, and then it had like Christmas tacos all over it that were just like holiday like wrapped tacos. It was fantastic. I mean, there were fuzzy things on it. It had texture. It had the crazy print going on. It was not in my size, and I'm still a little bit bitter about that.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I will say an ugly sweater cannot intentionally be ugly, or else I hate it.
That's true.
You see those ugly sweaters get sold, and they're labeled as ugly sweaters? Not for me.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing this or that, I'll go ugly sweater.
Okay.
I do love a good pun.
Okay.
Especially, I love a bad pun.
So he wants an ugly Christmas sweater with a bad pun on it.
Yeah. If I have to get, what's that kind of paint that comes in the squeeze bottle that you...
Puffy paint.
Puffy paint? If I have to puffy paint a bad pun on a really ugly sweater, that might be the perfect thing.
You could always bedazzle it, too. There's always a bedazzler.
I don't think I'm a bedazzle guy, but...
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now, pulling it back slightly to the spirit of Christmas and actual decorations, what is on top of your Christmas tree? Is it a star or is it an angel?
I think ours is a ribbon.
Okay.
So neither. We always, growing up, we had an angel. It was like old, really tough to get on a tree because it was stiff because it had to sit on top. Pretty sure it was an angel, though.
Okay. I want to say that my parents, what we had growing up was actually an angel with a star behind it. What we have a star right now, but I do appreciate that more creative tree toppers have started kind of making the rounds. I've seen a lot of different things like the ribbon. I've seen like a little crown that you can put on the tree. There's just a lot of different fun things out there. I think if I had to pick between the two, though, I probably would always go star. Just because...
That feels...
Yeah.
I agree. If I had to pick between the two, grew up with an angel, I do like the star.
Yeah. Okay, so remember we put the pin in Jeff being an elf? Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay. Would you like to know your elf name?
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay, so this is from the Elf on the Shelf elf name generator. From all of the ones that I've seen, some of them get a little wonky. This one is actually pretty fun because they're very official sounding names. So your official elf name.
Getting ready to write down.
Zippy Frost Chester.
Zippy Frost Chester.
Yep, Zippy Frost Chester. My elf name, Sugar Belshire.
That fits.
This one's a good one compared to some of the elf name generators out there. So
Sugar Belshire feels like an extremely rich woman who lives in the Upper West Side.
Okay.
And that's just, she's been living there since 1962. she
This
doesn't.
is starting to sound like the plot of Sunset Boulevard.
I mean, it kind of feels like
Better than Great Expectations, I guess. At least I don't have a rotten wedding cake sitting in the side room. But yes, so hopefully our plan is to have other members of our team come and join this interview and answer some of these questions as well. So,
they'll be here.
Yeah.
We will festively force them.
Yes. All right, Jeff. Well, we are at the end of another episode. So is there anything that you have that you want to leave our audience with today?
Hey, just have a really happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and don't forget to be sentimental this time of year.
There you go. Take it all in and lean into the nostalgia. You're allowed. We give you, the millennials in the room give you permission.
My name is Ashley Toomey. I'm a copywriter here in the marketing department.
So starting out with our favorites, what is your favorite holiday movie?
I mean, I can't necessarily say a movie because it's like a series of movies. Like, those Rankin Bass movies, like the Rudolph. And,
yes.
And it's all of them together for me because like we had like a box set of that and every Christmas we watch it together. But it's a little bit harder to do this year since my brother lives in Oklahoma and he only comes up for like 2 weeks. And I also live in my own house now because like it was so much easier when we lived with my folks and we could just sit down in the living room and just watch all of them back to back. But now it's a little bit harder to do that. So I kind of hope that it stays alive, but I don't know if it will.
Yeah. One thing I think I miss is that those used to be on TV so much. Like they would have the Rankin Bass marathons. They need to bring those back.
They do have them on Hulu, I think.
Okay.
It's on one of the streaming services. I saw it and I got really excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I could watch them. Like if I can't with my family, like maybe me and my fiance can.
Yeah, start a new tradition. I don't know if they do watch parties with those, but way, way back in the day, my friends and I actually used to watch TV shows together at our own individual houses. We would be on the phone. We would talk during the commercial breaks. And then we would be just quiet during the actual show being on, other than maybe like a gasp or like a reaction to like something happening. But yeah, Year Without a Santa Claus, I am a big fan of that one with the heat miser and the cold miser.
Yep, that's my mom's favorite too. They actually have a sweater that you can buy now with them on it.
Nice.
I saw it on the TikTok shop, so
Very
anybody
cool.
who wants to get that should absolutely get that.
So do you have a favorite holiday song?
I mean, not necessarily. I'm not the biggest fan of the music itself because, like, when it comes to Christmas, I'm more about, like, doing stuff with my family and the gift giving and, like, the movie watching. But, I mean, if I had to pick one that would be, like, this year, I would definitely say, and I think I put it on our playlist for, like, the Spotify thing, and it was Taylor Momsen's Pretty Reckless Christmas. Like, she has a bunch of songs that I think the one I like the most is where she duets with her younger self because she was Cindy Lou Who in Jim Carrey's The Grinch movie.
Yeah.
So, like, seeing her, like, do that was really cathartic for me. So I guess I would say that for this year it would be that if I had to pick one.
Okay. So you mentioned it a little bit there, but do you have a particular favorite holiday activity?
I think recently I've really liked that we play board games with my family, and I've gotten really into playing board games a little bit more than usual because when we go over to my folks' house, they have like all the old ones, like they have like the original Game of Life and Trouble, Sorry, like all the stuff like that. And I just like doing that stuff because it's fun and you get to spend time together. So, and then they usually like put on like gentle like Christmas music in the background, even though I'm like, I'd rather not. And my mom's like, well, I want to play Christmas music. And I'm like, to each their own, you know?
That's how it is between my mom and my dad. My dad has some very particular, like, just 40s and 50s era songs that he really likes that I think the best word to describe them would probably be melancholy. They're not exactly the most happy songs, so I get why my mom doesn't always like to listen to them, but yeah, he would be the one. He is the one responsible for all of the Christmas music that we listen to and like. So I did recently just pick up an interesting board game. They combined Scrabble and Monopoly. Yeah, that is a very interesting, rather than having dice to play, you're score that you get to go around the board with is actually based on your Scrabble number score. Oh. And you get properties not by landing on the properties and buying them, but by activating them by putting your words on like the squares in the Scrabble playing board. It's kind of convoluted. It's a little bit difficult. You do have to like read up on the rules, but it's fun.
No, I get that because I actually got a version of Monopoly recently, but it's because it was like on sale for Black Friday, and it was like a Pokemon version, which Pokemon's like my favorite like thing of all time. So when I saw it and it was only $12, I was like, buy.
Nice.
Like there was no hesitation. No matter how much money I do or don't have, there was like no hesitation. I actually just played it for the first time recently and it was really fun. Like,
nice.
It's not buying properties, it's catching different Pokemon. Like instead of having money, you have Pokeballs as the currency. Like,
okay, that's fun.
Which is really cool. And I've played the Animal Crossing version of it too, which is also very fun. So
interesting.
I never really played Monopoly that often, but now I'm playing it like constantly.
Yeah, that's one thing I think we don't do it really a lot of the warmer months of the year, but once winter hits, we are constantly looking for some kind of board game or card game to play just to have a little family time together. So, do you have a favorite stocking stuffer?
My mom likes to be very like unconventional when it comes to her stocking stuffers. Like sometimes she'll put in like a poof, you know, like you used for like washing yourself. And then sometimes she'll put in like little things of candy. Sometimes she'll put in like little fuzzy socks.
Okay.
And stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm usually just okay with whatever she wants to give me because I don't really think about that. Like I more think about like the bigger things because she's always asking me like, you know, what do you want for Christmas? And I want to get you stuff for like you and your fiance because like you live together now and I want to get you stuff for your house. And I'm just like, okay, well, that's hard to think of because I have a lot of things and the things that I need are really expensive. So
yeah, that is something that you'll spend a little bit of time acquiring and then you get to a point where you have stuff and then it's gradually replacing as you go. So that being said, when it comes to gifting, do you have a favorite gift to give others at the holidays?
Again, it's not really a specific thing. I like to give something that I know that they like. Like, spoiler alert, hopefully my parents don't listen to this, but I got my dad this really cool Star Wars glass set that has like golden embroidered designs on it that are from like the movies. So there's like a, I think there's like a TIE fighter and then there's like one that has like a stormtrooper's face on it or something. And it was really cheap. So like I also found it on the TikTok shop and I was like, I got to get that for my dad immediately because he loves Star Wars. Like, you know, he watched the original Star Wars when it first came out in theaters. And then my mom was talking about how she's really into grounding recently where she like likes to feel the earth beneath her and it has something to do with like energy levels or something like that. And I got her a grounding mat. Where if it's like too gross outside or like cold, hot, like she can just stay inside, stand on it and feel the same like way, I guess. It's like electronic. I think you plug it into the wall. And then my fiance, I got him a mug this year, but it was because he gave me the idea. He sent me it on the TikTok shop, and it was a quote from The Mummy with Brendan Fraser. And it's like one of his favorite movies, and he sent it to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's a perfect Christmas gift, and he's never going to know that I'm going to get that for him. The quote was from the one point in the movie where they're across like the river in Egypt, and the one character's like, looks like I got all the horses, and then Brendan Fraser's character says, looks like I'm on the right side of the river. Like,
oh gosh, those are great gifts because it sounds like you put a lot of thought into just kind of truly delighting the person that you're trying to give those to. Do you have a particular gift that is your favorite type of gift to get or anything in particular you're wishing for this year?
I mean, I like anything that has to do with gaming, for example. So like I needed a new controller this year, and I always like to get new games. Sometimes it's nice to just get like a gift card so you can buy stuff on the store because video games are like way too expensive for some reason nowadays. So I'd really like to maybe get something like that. I think what my mom told me she is getting me, though, is I think she's getting me like a bedding spread for my guest rooms because I'm trying to get those spruced up. Because people are coming from out of town for my wedding, and I don't really have the rooms ready. So she was like, well, I'll help you get you some stuff for that. And I'm like, thank you, bless.
Alrighty, well that does it for favorites. So now we're going to get into the lightning round, which you got a little bit of a preview of this earlier today. But holiday lights, are they white or multicolored?
I like the multicolored ones, but I think white is currently what's on our tree because that's what came with it.
Gotcha. Holiday cookies, gingerbread or sugar?
Sugar for sure.
Okay. Main course, turkey or ham?
Ham, that's what we have at our family get together.
Okay. Is your Christmas tree real or is it artificial?
It's fake this year, but a couple years ago we did get a real one because it was the first year we moved into my house. And I was like, well, I want a real one just because that's what I had my whole life. My dad's always like, I want a real tree every year. And I actually went with him, my mom and my fiance, to pick out a real tree for them the other week. And my dad was like, do you want one? I was like, it's just too much of a hassle.
Yeah. We have gotten to the point, I was in the same boat. I was real tree for a very long time and my husband finally wore me down. So he convinced me by telling me that we could actually put it up November 1st if it was a fake tree. So I was like, oh, yes, sign me up. Holiday parties, would you rather host or attend?
I never host because I'm like one of the youngest in my family. So we always go to my uncle's house because it's like the biggest place and it's where everyone can gather. I live in a tiny townhome, so I'd never be able to host a party anyway.
You could have a drop-in, but I like hearing how everybody sort of has their tradition where it's the one, big party that they go to or the one house where like everybody stops by. So it's kind of fun to hear about everybody's different traditions. When it comes to shopping, are you doing that online or are you going into the stores?
I've been doing mainly online this year. It really depends. Like if I can't find anything like online, and I feel like the TikTok shop has really been helping me because it's been giving me all of my ideas for this year. But sometimes if I can't find something online, I just go browse at like Target or something because they usually have like miscellaneous gifts in the store just spread around everywhere. So this year it was definitely online. And then I don't think I bought anything in person this year.
If you had the option of being able to celebrate at home or taking everyone with you and traveling somewhere, which would you choose?
I mean, because we've done it at home for so much, it would be cool to like travel somewhere sometime, but it probably wouldn't be my whole family. It would just be my like immediate family. It would probably just be like my mom, me, my dad, my brother, his girlfriend, and my fiance. Like it would probably just be us going somewhere. And my mom's expressed that she'd rather do that than like buy gifts for everyone. And I'm like, I'd like to try it sometime, but I don't know if it could be like an annual thing because that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is. When you are giving your gifts, are you wrapping them or are you tossing them in a gift bag?
I'm definitely wrapping them.
Okay.
Hot take, but I feel like putting it in a bag is so lazy. Okay. But at the same time, it's more just because like I love the feeling of wrapping everything and I love it being something you tear into and like the anticipation is, I don't know, somehow heightened when you wrap it as opposed to being like pulling it out of a bag and being like, all right. So like I'm going to be wrapping all my gifts. I just got to make sure I have enough wrapping paper.
Gotcha. Do you have anything that you typically do while you're wrapping? Like, do you watch a certain movie? Do you listen to music or just kind of like wrap as you go?
I kind of just wrap because I only ever have like 3 gifts because I just get from my mom, my dad, and my fiance. And since it's just 3 things, I'm like quickly wrapping them up and then I put them somewhere until we go over to their place Christmas Day.
Okay. For your gifts in the stocking, are those wrapped or are they unwrapped?
They're usually unwrapped because my mom just shoves them all into the stockings that she had made because she actually had stockings made with our names on them. So she just shoves stuff in there and she's like, here you go.
Yeah, we have my husband's aunt actually made us our stockings. And then when Quinn came along, made her stockings. So we have these 3 stockings, but it's so funny because we have a very particular style and our stockings are black and white. And she was kind of like, are you sure? Black and white? And yeah, that's what we ended up going with.
I think that's valid. Mine's just red and with the white fluffy at the top.
Nice.
Nothing special.
For clothing, would you go with an ugly Christmas sweater or a t-shirt or a sweatshirt with like a horrible Christmas pun?
I think because I've only done the ugly Christmas sweater, that's the only thing I could say because I only ever had one. And I don't even know if you could call it ugly. It was like literally like a Doctor Who Christmas sweater. It was like blue with like
That's just
white
fantastic.
stuff all over it. But
the TARDIS, yes.
yeah, I think I got too small. And like I was seeing a couple of like Pokemon ugly Christmas sweaters that I wanted to get. And I'm like, okay, but like I don't have enough money to do this year. So
There was one that I saw at TJ Maxx last year that was, it was awful. It had so many patterns and things all over it, but then it had like a Christmas taco. And I was so sad that it was not in my size. I was so sad.
oh, you could have got like a really big one. Like
It was definitely, I had to show some restraint. I had to say, okay, no, I'm not going to wear this. If it would have been in my size, though, I definitely would have worn it. So, final question for this or that. On top of your Christmas tree, is it a star or an angel?
it's neither actually because we don't have a traditional topper. Actually, we don't have a topper at all. But last year what we did, because I haven't put up my Christmas tree yet this year. Last year what we did was we made a paw print impression of our dog's foot and put it around an ornament and just hung it on the top
Cute.
thing instead of something else. I asked my mom if she had a topper and she was like, I do not. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to buy one. So probably just going to get another ornament for my other dog since we adopted another one recently and just put both of them up there. Double paw tree topper.
Alrighty. Would you like to know your elf name?
My elf name? I mean, obviously.
Okay. So your first name is Peppermint.
Aw.
Your last name is Sugarkin. So Peppermint Sugarkin.
I mean, that actually sounds like it would be a real elf name. It doesn't sound like one of those really weird ones that doesn't flow together. So I can live with that.
Alrighty. Well, Ashley, thank you so much for coming in and doing another content library interview with us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
I am George Hevel, and I am the senior video producer here at Ritter.
Okay. So, George, first off, let's start out with what is your favorite holiday movie?
I feel like it changes a lot over the years. One that I always come back to is Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's. I don't know, I still quote it outside of the season, so that's probably, there's so many good ones.
That's a good one, I think, because it's a snapshot in time of the 80s and kind of growing up in the 80s and just clothing, the decorations, all of that. But it also, I don't know, it kind of captures more of the whole concept of what Christmas is for like a normal person.
But yeah, I mean, I like all, even back to Miracle on 34th. Obviously, like the Nutcracker movies, like the animated ones, and like, I don't know, I like them all.
So are you watching Hallmark holiday movies?
That I haven't got into that yet. Though my mom, I swear, could watch Hallmark throughout the entire year.
My parents, every time I'm over there during the holidays, that channel is on.
100%.
And I love that for them. I don't have cable anymore, so we are limited to what's on streaming. But
Sure.
Do you have a favorite holiday song?
Well, is this just Christmas, or does this include Thanksgiving?
You want it to be the green beans song, don't you? I will allow it for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. I can't even recall what the actual name. I'm pretty sure it's greens, beans, potatoes, you name it. That's what it's called. You name it. For sure.
Oh, goodness. All right. So do you have a favorite holiday activity?
I don't know. I feel like eating, just eating and relaxing. I guess, I don't know, being with family, that's probably my favorite activity. But I guess you should be doing that year round, but I guess it's a little bit more prevalent over the holidays, so.
Well, I think for some people, it's when you can, it's good. But for some, if you don't live around them, it's not always as easy.
Yeah.
What about when it comes to gifting? Is there a favorite stocking stuffer that you have?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think I've stuffed a stocking since I was young, like middle school. Prior to that,
You haven't gotten a stocking?
No,
That is so sad.
I don't think I've. Well, so my parents' house had a fireplace, but outside of that, I don't think I've ever lived in a place with a fireplace. So I always just put the stocking stuffers under the tree.
Okay. Well, how about this? Is there a small gift that is like a recurring type of gift that maybe would be able to fit into a stocking that you like to receive?
Socks. I mean, I'll take socks every single holiday.
I love that because mine is hair ties.
Okay.
And it's literally just because they get lost throughout the year and being able to have them replaced. This is so bad. I rely on my stocking having hair ties
100%.
in it.
I mean, that's how I rely on socks. So
Nice.
And it's funny because over the years, socks, like the styles have changed. So like, I'll like a certain brand or whatever, and I'll try and like always push, hey, I'll always take these socks and try and get like, and I look at my sock drawer and I swear like every single pair is different.
That does tend to happen. Yes, right now, if you are buying for anyone who is trendy and wearing crew socks, it's probably, well, I don't even know if you call them crew socks. They're the higher socks, the Nike socks.
Yeah.
They're all wearing them. They sort of bunch them. It's not like the 80s scrunching situation, but that is the sock that all the kids are wearing.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
we would have worn that.
Yeah, I think the other day I saw a video of like turning your crew sock into an ankle sock. I was like, we used to do that all the time.
That's what we did because our whole thing was you didn't want your socks to show
at all. Yeah.
I have active memories of my father with his gardening shorts on, socks pulled all the way up to
Black
his
socks.
knees. Yep, and just no.
That's hilarious. Oh man, I
but-
feel like that's me now.
Trends come around again and again. So sticking with that kind of idea of gifts, is there a favorite gift that you have that you like to give to others?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything specific. I am the type of person to just be like, what do you want? And like, I don't know. I don't like giving gift cards. I know it's like the easiest thing. And most people will just be like, get me a gift card to whatever. But yeah, I'd like anyone I get gifts for, I'm usually like, what do you want? And then I'll just pick something on whatever they want.
Okay.
Because they'll be happy then, right?
Yeah, true. Or at least they should be.
Right.
They have no one but themselves to blame if they're not happy with what they got.
And I never pick clothing because I learned that long ago.
That can be disastrous. So flipping that around, what is your favorite gift to receive at the holidays?
Before we got to the stocking stuffer, I probably would have said socks then. Yeah,
Bombas,
just
please sponsor George.
Yeah, just like useful stuff like T-shirts, stuff like that, headbands.
Okay.
You know, stuff that I'll go through. I play hockey, so like hockey tape, like stuff that I would just use over and over again.
My mom is very similar. She's very practical. When she gives gifts, she wants to know that the person is actually going to use it.
Right.
And I think it's probably my fault that she mainly gives gift cards because she would try and I'm picky when it comes to clothes and things like that. And then I also would feel bad that she got me something. So it would sit there and then, she wants to clear out the closet.
Right.
And I'm like, no, but you got that for me. She's like, you never wear it, but you got it for me. So, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can relate. Mm-hmm. All right, well, that will do it for favorites. Now we get into our holiday lightning round, and you should be familiar with this because you are, in fact, the producer of Cold Coffee and Stale Donuts, where I sort of borrowed this from.
I'm ready for it. I was actually, last season, I was actually a part of it. Kind of took me off guard, even though I'm sitting behind the camera on almost every single one.
So this is a holiday version of This or That. Holiday lights, white or multicolor?
I don't think I really have a preference. I think it just, as long as it fits the style.
Okay, that tracks. Holiday cookies. Are you a gingerbread or a sugar cookie fan?
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say chocolate chip, but let's go with sugar cookie.
Okay. For your main course, turkey or ham?
Let's just go with whatever it pairs with, like Thanksgiving turkey, Christmas ham.
Okay. For your Christmas tree, are you going real or artificial?
I always side towards real, but artificial is just so much more convenient and cheap. So probably artificial, but if I drive by someplace and they have like a reasonable price tree or something, I'd probably go out of the way to get that.
Okay, that's fair. I do love the smell of a real Christmas tree, but I do not like having to clean up after them. And
Sure.
I think it only took my husband 24 years to wear me down on the concept.
Have you ever taken one of those candles and put it under not under, but in the same room as the fake Christmas tree so you get that smell?
So my parents love the pine and Christmas scents almost like all year round. I don't. My candle scents are typically very musky or like men's cologne kind of scents. So yeah, no. And it's not the same. It's not the same. But I will say you really only smell it noticeably for probably the first 2 days. And then it's just, it kind of fades away. So I can't really die on that hill anymore. For holiday parties, would you rather host or attend?
Attend.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. I get pretty anxious when it comes to planning that stuff. I don't know. I'll bring the beer.
If you're going out shopping, are you doing it in an actual store or are you hopping on the couch and doing it online?
I think it's too convenient not to do it online nowadays, which is, I don't know, I like going to the store and seeing things and either trying it out or like feeling the actual product itself. If I ever get like a new phone or like headphones or something, I like going into the actual store to actually give them a feel beforehand. But yeah, they're gifts, so I think I did most of my shopping online this year.
Okay. Where would you rather celebrate? Now, this kind of has some clauses along with it, pardon the pun, that everybody who you would be celebrating with would be pick them up, take them with you to travel someplace or stay at home and do kind of the traditional Christmas experience.
Oh, man. I think I like elements of both. I mean, it is... If I could transplant my family back to, like, when I was at home, when I was a kid and stuff like that, I think I'd obviously say that. But I tell you what, when it's December and it's 80 degrees out, it's hard to beat. But on the flip side, I do love snow and winter, so let's say travel.
Okay. So for the gifts that you give, are you wrapping them or are you putting them in a gift bag?
I am absolutely horrible at wrapping gifts. Yeah, I failed the art section in wrapping like 100%. So 900% putting it in a gift bag unless it's a gag gift. And then I'll actually try and wrap it. And that's part of the gag.
That's fair. As far as clothing goes, would you rather an ugly Christmas sweater or like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt with a horrible holiday pun?
Oh, man.
You have to choose.
All right. I like the creativity of like a sweater if you make it yourself. But if you're just buying stuff, then let's go with the t-shirt. The worse the pun, the better.
You actually reminded me, I saw a TikTok video the other day. This girl did tinsel on both of her arms and kind of across her chest so that when she brought her arms up in a circle, she was a wreath. And I was like, that is fantastic.
Yeah, like that's great. Like I can appreciate that creativity.
Yeah. Okay, for our last this or that, For your Christmas tree topper, are you choosing a star or an angel?
It's funny you say that. Last year, I dressed my dog up as a Tyrannosaurus Rex for that previous Halloween. And it was like, I don't know if you've seen those videos of like people putting those plastic masks of like dinosaurs and stuff on their dogs.
Yes.
That was my tree topper last year.
I think that's one interesting thing that we've seen over the years is just how the tree topper has evolved over the years. So before I let you go here, I have one final...
secret question.
Not really a secret question, but would you like to know your elf name?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, your elf name is Bixby Candykirk.
Bixby Candykirk.
Bixby
All right.
Candykirk.
I like it. I might have to update my nameplate at my desk.
Well, George, thank you very much for coming in and being a part of this special holiday episode.
Thank you for having me.
I'm back for a new holiday. My name is Michaela Wetzel, and I am the marketing assistant on the project management team here at Ritter.
Okay. So I know that you were all about Halloween, but we're going to shift gears here to the holidays. Starting out with a couple favorites, and then we'll get into our lightning round. But
Oh, God, okay.
what is your favorite holiday movie?
Probably the live action How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Or the claymation. If we're going classic, the claymation A Year Without a Santa Claus. I do love me some Heat Miser.
Heat Miser and Cold Miser are definitely, they make that whole production. And the frustrating thing is where to find that.
You can rent it on YouTube.
Okay. You can rent it, but you can't buy it. That's not fair. Alrighty. So your favorite holiday song, is it the Heat Miser or Cold Miser song, or is it something different?
I love Believe from the Polar Express, actually.
Okay. I am familiar with that song. So your favorite holiday activity?
I would probably say corny, like looking at the Christmas lights, like walking around or driving around. I live in Shippensburg. And so I live near Volvo, which is huge construction equipment, and they decorate all of their equipment with lights. So people will literally line up. There's a lot of Amish people in Shippensburg as well. So they will line up vehicles, horse and buggies, all the way down the street, and people will just drive through their Christmas lights. It is so beautiful.
That's cool. Do they charge to get in?
No.
That is a rarity these days. So that's pretty cool. What about when you are gift giving or gift getting, I guess I should say, what is your favorite stocking stuffer?
Honestly, I like useful. I love hair ties and bobby pins because I will never have enough of them.
Same. That is exactly my answer for this question. And that is the reason, because I look forward to the stockpile of hair ties that is in the stocking. I was actually considering asking my mom, can you not put in the comb? Can you not put in the nail files and just like triple, quadruple the amount of hair ties? That would be great.
It'll last until spring, maybe.
Maybe. I still have not found my cat's secret stash of hair ties because that's my only explanation. I don't know where else they would go.
Yeah, that's fair. Under the fridge is usually where mine are.
Interesting. Yeah, don't reach under there. Bad things will happen. So, do you have a favorite gift to give during the holiday season? Is there anything in particular that you're always gifting or
I do. I like to gift experiences.
Okay.
I love to gift items. I think that's fantastic to find something really special. But my love language is acts of service and quality time. And so if I can look at my loved one and say, well, I would love to give you a really nice piece of jewelry or something, I would love even more to go to your favorite concert or go see this movie with you, then that's the kind of gift I'm going to go for. And usually that's not just a gift, but it's a memory I get to be a part of too.
Right. That's fun. I like that. Flip side to that, is it the same for the type of gift that you would like to receive?
I actually always ask for handwritten letters because I can keep them forever and I can look back at them whenever. I have handwritten letters from when I was 16 years old. I have them from my old birthdays. I just think they're so sweet.
Okay. Yeah, that is one thing that I would say. I think it's kind of like a dying art that we did used to really mail letters and just have a whole different concept of correspondence.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we are at our lightning round.
Ooh, okay.
And this is just a holiday version of this or that.
Okay.
So you were in the meeting this morning, so you know what we're starting off with. But holiday lights, white or multicolor?
Multicolor.
Okay. Holiday cookies, gingerbread or sugar?
Sugar.
The main course for your meal, turkey or ham?
Ham.
Christmas tree, is it real or artificial?
Oh, real.
Okay. You are so definitive in your answers.
You have
I like
to have
this.
the smell of the Christmas tree.
See, that was my thought for the longest time, but owning a home and
Yeah, that's
probably my husband wearing me down over the years. Yes, we have an artificial one now. So for a holiday party, would you rather host or attend?
Oh, attend because I can leave when I want to.
If you're going shopping, are you doing that online or are you going into the store?
Online.
Okay. Where would you rather celebrate? This one is you could literally pick up everybody who you would normally celebrate and take them with you. Would you rather travel or would you rather stay at home?
Oh, stay at home.
Okay. It's funny. Alexis picked that one too because she said it was kind of, that's what makes the holidays.
Yeah.
For your gifts that you're giving, are you wrapping them up or are you putting them in a bag?
I'll start by wrapping them and they'll start to get really ugly and then I'll transfer to all bags.
Oh, goodness. Well, that's fair. For your stocking stuffers, do you wrap those or do you leave them unwrapped?
Oh, unwrapped.
Okay. Clothing, would you rather an ugly Christmas sweater or a piece of clothing with a horrible Christmas pun?
Oh, ugly Christmas sweater.
Okay. And then on your Christmas tree, what is on top? Is it a star or is it an angel?
An angel.
Alrighty. Before we wrap things up here, would you like to know your elf name?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Now, my question for you here, would you rather me use the M for Michaela or the K for Kale?
Ooh, go K for Kale.
Okay. So your first name's Coco.
Ooh, okay.
And your last name, Slaysky. Coco Slaysky.
That's quirky. Okay.
If you went with Michaela, your first name would be Snickerdoodle.
I don't know which I like more.
Maybe you could be Snickerdoodle Coco Slaysky.
All right. Snickerdoodle Coco Slaysky signing off.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
My name is Roxanne Anderson. I am the editor and lead copywriter here at Ritter. So I take a look at most of the written materials that go out, anything from emails to blog posts, that kind of stuff.
Yes, and there are a lot of times that you have heard me say that Rox was the one that pointed this out, or Rox was the one that sent this over. This is the Roxanne that we talk about frequently on the podcast. So, Rox, getting into the holiday favorites here, can you tell us what your favorite holiday movie is?
I have to watch all the Home Alones every year. And that's something that we've shared with our kids too, and they like watching them. I think the first one is my favorite.
Okay.
And then also my second favorite would be the third one. So
Okay. And then does that include the most recent one that came out that
that
do you count that one?
That one's not on the list. I don't know. I like the OGs, the originals.
Okay.
So.
I had read an article about Macaulay Culkin had proposed a Home Alone 4 in which he would be trying to get into his own house where his son had like locked him out of the house.
Oh.
And then kind of perpetuating some of the same gags and traps and things like that. So I thought that was interesting. But,
that is interesting,
yeah. Moving on from the movies, do you have a favorite holiday song?
So it might not be everyone's favorite song, but I really like Dominic the Donkey. It's something my dad used to play for us when we were little, my sister, my brother, and I, and it's something that I like playing for my kids now. So
That's fair. One thing that Jeff and I were talking about is there's always that like obscure song that it means something to you because of the traditions and the memories behind it. But then you mention it to somebody else and they're kind of like, wait, what? Mm-hmm. But I have heard of Dominic the Donkey, so.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say that my favorite is Christmas in Killarney.
Oh,
and that's one that I feel like some people have heard of it. Some people are like, wait, what? No particular reason other than my sister and I used to dance around like fools when that song came on, and then we would get yelled at because we were listening to it on a record player, and if we danced around too aggressively, it would make the record skip.
Yeah.
So.
Another one that I'm bringing back from my childhood is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yes.
Do you know that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So my son Tanner, he loves that song right now, and it's that one, and then All I Want for Christmas is My Two Front Teeth.
Okay.
I like those lighthearted Christmas songs from the past or from my childhood.
So we still have the My Little Pony version of Jingle Bells that Rainbow Dash sings, and it is absolutely chaotic, and there are points in it where Quinn and I will be singing and we will be screaming at the top of our lungs, and if my husband ever walks in or is nearby when that happens, he just kind of looks at us like we are absolutely insane.
So Quinn still enjoys it? You play it?
She does, yeah.
That's great.
Still one that we've held on to. She's kind of graduated from some of more of the cartoon and like fun songs to pentatonics and some of the more, I guess more of like the a cappella groups, or she really likes Kelly Clarkson's holiday song, but yeah, she still likes the Rainbow Dash version of Jingle Bells.
I had a Flintstones Christmas CD that I used to play, so I think it's probably somewhere in my basement at this moment.
Okay, nice.
Maybe I'll dig it out and play it again.
Look it up on Spotify. Maybe it's on there.
Yes, just like the podcast.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite holiday activity?
I'd say my favorite holiday activity stems from another thing that I used to do when I was younger. So my dad would always take us and drive around, look at Christmas lights in just the neighborhoods. And we'd always have, my mom would pack us little containers of chocolate chip cookies that she had made. And we used to take a container each of those and then go out with my dad and look at the lights. So it would give my mom a bit of a reprieve, I think. And it was just something special we did with him.
Yeah. And that was one thing that I will say, there are definitely neighborhoods in my area where you can do that because that many people decorate, and usually at least 2 or 3 houses in a town that they really go all out with their decorations.
Yeah, we found some good ones last year. We found on Facebook, and there were different Facebook Christmas light groups, or even in like the moms groups on Facebook. They post all the different Christmas light areas that you can go and see them. So
nice. Hot tip. Nothing against these sweet lights in Hershey, but I saw the price for that. $50 for a car, which is, that used to be like $10 when it first came out.
Yes.
And yeah, I was very surprised by that.
Yes.
So
Sarah and I both worked at Hershey Park
we did.
at one time. Yep.
Oh, goodness. So moving on to gift giving, do you have a favorite stocking stuffer?
I'd say probably just a candy cane with like M&Ms in it, or Hershey Kisses. Those ones that Walmart has out all the time.
Okay. I think we usually get one of those with peanut butter cups. Usually, if my mom is behind that and she's able to find them in time. Do you have a favorite gift to give at the holidays?
I don't think so. I think I typically struggle with what to give people because I want to be thoughtful about it each year. Yeah, I'd say it changes from year to year based on what they need or what I think that they'd like.
Okay. I will say Rox was my secret Santa a couple years back, and she found a really cool wire piece that it spells out the word sparkle, and it has a star on the end of it. And I have a plaster moose head in my studio room at home and the antlers actually hold the word that says
That's
sparkle
cool. Yeah.
in there. So she's very good at giving gifts. I know that firsthand. Let's flip that around. Do you have a favorite gift to receive at the holidays?
I'd say probably a gift card.
Okay.
I like being able to go shopping at different stores that I want to, or I really like receiving a restaurant gift card nowadays because as a parent with kids, it's hard to sometimes spend that money and just, go out and eat like that. So a gift card gives us an excuse to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if you're just going out to get dessert or apps or anything, just gives you a chance to get out of the house.
Yeah.
So, alrighty, we are at the lightning round now. So this is similar to what we do on Cold Coffee and Stale Donuts, where we kind of do this or that, but think of it as the holiday edition. So holiday lights, white or multicolor?
Multicolor.
Okay. Holiday cookies, gingerbread or sugar?
Sugar.
Okay. Your main course, is it turkey or ham?
Turkey.
Okay. Is your Christmas tree real or is it artificial?
It's fake. Yeah. We've done a fake one every year. My parents always did a fake one. But someday we will do a real one to experience it.
Okay. That's fair. Holiday parties, would you rather host or attend?
Either.
Okay. Just there for the party.
I just like being together with family and friends.
Yeah, there's always something fun and special about a holiday party. It just kind of hits different than the rest of the year. For your shopping, are you doing that online or are you going to a store?
Nowadays, I'd say most of it is online.
Okay.
Just easier when you have kids and I can have it shipped to the house. And right now, my kids don't recognize that an Amazon box around December could mean a Christmas gift. So
it won't take long before they realize that. It won't take long. So as far as where to celebrate, if you had the ability to take everyone with you that you celebrate the holidays with and travel, would you do that or would you still stay home?
I think I'd want to travel because we don't do that a whole bunch. And, my family doesn't really. Our extended families don't. So I think that would be cool to have that opportunity to go somewhere with them.
Yeah. With your gifts, are you wrapping them or are you putting them in gift bags?
Wrapping them.
Okay. Little addendum to that for your stocking stuffers. Do you wrap those or are they left unwrapped?
I also wrap those because the more things that the kids can unwrap, the better.
Yes.
They enjoy that. And I will give gifts that they want and give some toys, but a lot of gifts that I give are also practical gifts. So, like if they need socks or like cool new toothbrush, those ones that can sing songs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I will take Christmas as an opportunity to get stuff like that. That way they have even more to unwrap and I don't feel as guilty about spending so much.
No, that's fantastic. I know I typically wrap all of our stocking stuffers because I do enjoy, there's something about, I wait and I do like a big wrapping session where I just wrap everything all at once and being able to just have all of these little things you can unwrap is it's just fun.
Now, does Ryan help you? Does your husband help you with the wrapping, or do you just do that by yourself?
So he typically wraps, he will ask if I want him to wrap certain things. So we kind of split up what we wrap for Quinn, but like he'll wrap all of the stuff that he gets. I usually wrap mine, and then I'm definitely in the camp of if I want stocking stuffers, I have to buy them for myself. So,
gotcha. Yeah.
And then I wrap them up for myself to open.
Yes. I also feel like my stocking would be empty if I didn't give myself that. But another kind of tradition that we do is my husband Brandon and I have a night where we just we watch a Christmas movie and wrap the gifts together. So
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's something we can do after the kids go to bed one evening and just spend some quality time together. So.
Yeah,
And then he's not
nice.
as surprised by what all they're getting.
Yes. So for Christmas clothing, are you going with an ugly Christmas sweater? Or are you going with like a t-shirt or a sweatshirt that has a horrible holiday pun on it?
Oh, I love a good pun. But I don't think I have any of those, so probably an ugly Christmas sweater.
Okay. For your Christmas tree, what is on the top? Is it a star or an angel?
It's a star this year.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, you survived the lightning round, so congratulations. I have one last question for you before we wrap this all up. Would you like to know your elf name?
Oh. Yes. Yes, I would.
So your name is Lucky Joyberg.
Interesting.
Lucky Joyberg.
Is it related to a Goldberg?
No, this is the official Elf on the Shelf Christmas elf name generator, and you use the first letter of your first name and the first letter of your last name.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
I guess designed to help you name your elf.
We just started doing Elf on the Shelf this year, and
It's never going to stop.
I know, but I think my husband is doing an excellent job at moving the elf around and being silly with it. He just recorded a video where the elf went and looked in on the kids while they were sleeping.
Oh my gosh.
A little creepy, but also it got across that the elf is watching them. But
we've had an elf so I want to say we've had 4 different elves over the years, because the things get lost and it's always, you're usually trying to very quickly take it and hide it. We have had days where the elf has not moved. We're just oh, they're probably really tired, or oh, I was out here for too long last night, so that's probably why Buddy didn't move.
Yeah.
And then the one year, we could not find the elf for a couple days, and we had to, Ryan photoshopped the elf into a picture with other elves on vacation.
That's
and
funny.
made up this whole email that
That's so
the
creative.
elf messaged him to tell Quinn that he's on his way. He's just late from his vacation.
That's awesome. That's
and
creative.
I would love to say, I'm pretty sure, I want to say I'm 95% sure she gets it. She knows that Elf on the Shelf is a thing. December 1st, she came out. She's like, oh, Buddy's not here. And I'm like, really?
Yes.
But that is the warning that I will give every parent out there, is once you start the Elf on the Shelf, it is very difficult to stop. So you have been warned.
Yes. Ours is called Twinkle Magic Elf.
Okay,
So,
nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, Rox, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing some of your holiday traditions with us.
Thank you so much for having me, and Merry Christmas, Sarah, and everyone.
I am Alexis Salpino, and I am the marketing project manager here at Ritter.
All right. So I have a couple of questions, and then we'll get into our lightning round. But first, what is your favorite holiday movie?
Personally, it's A Christmas Story, because when I was growing up, I forget what channel it was, but they used to run the 24-hour A Christmas Story back to back to back to back. And so I just have these great memories growing up of watching it with my parents and my brother on Christmas Eve. So I'm going to say A Christmas Story.
Current generations are missing out on the days where they used to run a movie for 24 hours.
Back to back. You knew it was always on too. And you could just turn it on and watch it for a little bit and have a great Christmas little movie.
So what is your favorite holiday song?
I want to say We Wish You a Merry Christmas, but I don't particularly have a reason why. I just like the song.
Okay. No, that's a good enough reason why for me.
It's a good song to sing on repeat on Christmas Eve.
That is very true. Do you have a favorite holiday activity?
We all get together, so my entire family gets together on Christmas Eve. We've started a couple of new traditions. So I believe it was 2 or 3 years ago, my Aunt Anne, who's actually Anne Griffin, shout out to Anne Griffin, who works on our executive assistant team. She started doing Christmas Olympics. So we started doing that with all my cousins and aunts and uncles. And that's kind of become my favorite. It's great.
Okay. Tell me more. What does Christmas Olympics entail?
So We've done the one where you put a cup on the end of the toilet paper and then you roll the toilet paper, whoever can roll it fastest without the cup falling over. Last year, my favorite game that she got, it was these little bobbleheads. They were
Okay.
teeny tiny and you wind them up and then they hop. And so we all stood on one side of my aunt's dining room table and let our little critters go and had a race, and it was just hilarious. The whole thing is just so fun and funny. And my aunt has little prizes for us too. Whoever wins, we get like little prizes from her. I think we also had to do tic-tac-toe with she got the huge buckets and you had to throw a balloon to
Okay.
get tic-tac-toe. They're just really, really fun games that we all play on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It's become my new family tradition, I guess I should say.
That sounds fun. I like when you get to make new traditions because as much as the old ones that you do are a lot of fun, it's really fun incorporating when your kids get older. What do you like? What do you want to do? Yeah.
It's really fun.
Do you have a favorite stocking stuffer?
This might sound lame, but my old coworker at one of my previous jobs said that she stocks all of her kids' stockings with things that they use every day. So their favorite shampoo and conditioner, their favorite perfume, their favorite deodorant. And for some reason, that just became so practical to me. And so I will say, like, I try to give those because it's just a good gift. You're like, oh, now I don't have to worry about that. Now I can spend my money on something else.
Right, right. Would you say that's like your favorite gift to give, or do you have a different favorite gift that you like to give?
So the last couple of years, what I've done is whenever I go shopping with somebody or if I'm just in a casual conversation, I have a notes app on my phone and I just write them down. And it's made Christmas shopping for me so much easier. Like, for example, my aunt a while ago was like, I just really need a good gravy boat. I know it's a strange one, but she was like, I just need a really good gravy boat. So I wrote it down. So I'm going to get her a gravy boat.
Hopefully she's not listening.
I know. Earmuffs. Earmuffs. But yeah, I've just kind of like written it down. And then it's nice because then like when Christmas comes around, I can just look at the gifts that they've said over the last like year for ideas, which has made it a little bit easier for me.
And that's great because usually we have our phones out anyway, so it doesn't even look like you're doing something suspicious or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not like I'm taking out a notepad and writing it down. I said, you wanted a gravy boat? Let me grab my notepad.
So let's flip that around. Is there a favorite gift that you have that you like to receive at Christmas time?
I'm going to say I'm a big electronics person. One of my favorite gifts was my Kindle Paperwhite because I love reading. A couple of years ago, my parents got me an iPad and my Kindle White. And I will say, now that I'm actually talking this through, my favorite gift is my Costco membership. Thank you, Mom and Dad, because every year they renew my Costco membership and I love Costco.
That is a fantastic one that I feel like we sometimes overlook. Like there are so many subscriptions and things that you can, even if you don't want to do a full year, you could do half a year or 3 months and it still frees up that extra money. Or in your case, you know, you get to go and shop at Costco and get all the fun things that they have there. Right.
Yeah, it's really a great gift that I don't have to worry about either paying that monthly subscription. My parents just get from me every year. So it's a good one.
Alrighty, now we've gotten to the lightning round, and this is where the takes can sometimes get a little spicy. So it's this or that, but the holiday edition. Holiday lights, white or multicolor?
White.
So you wouldn't ever do a multicolored tree?
No, never.
Okay. It's funny to me how it is very split down the middle. It's just one or the other. It's one or the other, but I'm in your camp. I'm in the white holiday light camp. Holiday cookies, gingerbread or sugar?
Sugar.
For your main course, turkey or ham?
Oof. Okay, this one is hard. I'm going to go with ham because we eat turkey at Thanksgiving, which is only a couple weeks ahead. So ham.
Okay. Is your Christmas tree real or is it artificial?
I'm going to say I wish it was real, but it is artificial.
It's a lot less mess.
Yes. Yeah, we were just talking about with pets, artificial.
Yeah. And here's the thing, they might eat the artificial tree, my cats, but when we had the real tree, for whatever reason, the water that goes in the tree stand, that was for
Gold.
it was, and they would fight over it. And it's just like, why? It probably tastes like sap and maybe like rust. I'm not really sure.
It's so true.
Oh my goodness. So holiday parties, would you rather host it or would you rather just attend?
I'm going to say host just because I love party planning. I love planning in general, obviously, but I love party planning. So I'm going to say host.
That tracks. For those of you listening who don't know, Alexis is in charge of planning our events. So that means the summits and things that you come to on a yearly basis. She is responsible for making those the absolute fun events that they have become over the years. So that definitely tracks.
It does track.
For your holiday shopping, are you doing that online or are you going to the store?
I try to go in stores. I try to shop as many small businesses as I can, but I do some online shopping. Okay. So I'm going to say try in person, but online is definitely easier.
It is easier. Yeah, I will say it's definitely easier. So no fault for you there. Where would you like to celebrate? Would you rather stay home or would you like to travel? And I asked Jeff this same question. Like, if you could just take everyone that you celebrate the holidays with, regardless of, you don't have to plan it, anything like that, but you can either do it at home or you can take them all with you wherever you go. Which would you pick?
I'm going to say home. I love traveling, but for some reason, like home just feels like Christmas to me. And like waking up with a Christmas tree in my house or my parents' house just really feels like Christmas. So I'm going to say home for that reason alone.
Okay. I think that's a good answer. When you're giving your gifts, are you wrapping them or putting them in a bag?
Putting them in a bag.
There's no shame in that. None.
I wish I could wrap. I wish that I could wrap Christmas gifts, but it's just not one of my strengths. And I've accepted, it's easier to put them in a bag.
So I'm guessing for your stocking stuffers, those are unwrapped as well?
That's a good assumption. Okay.
If you had to choose between these two for a holiday party, would you go with a shirt with a bad pun or would you go with the ugly Christmas sweater?
I'm going to say a shirt with a bad pun, mostly because I think that they're hilarious, but I don't know any Christmas bad puns off the top of my head if you're going to ask me that next.
I was gonna say my sweatshirt currently gangsta rapper. So yes. And it's a giant picture of Santa Claus. Honestly, I don't know that I've seen other ones. I feel like the ugly Christmas sweater's more prevalent. Yeah. All right. This is our last one here for your Christmas tree topper. Is it a star or is it an angel?
Mine is a star.
Okay.
My parents have a star, but my grandparents used to have an angel.
Okay.
Specifically like the light up stars.
Yeah.
I think they look so nice. And
some of them are really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the white lights to circle it back.
In case you were wondering what the correct color of Christmas tree lights happens to be. So now I have one last question for you, and I have to find it here because I thought I opened this tab and it has disappeared.
You think the Grinch stole it?
I think he did. So, do you want to know your elf name?
Ooh, yes.
Okay. Your elf name is Peppermint Frost Chester.
Oh.
Peppermint Frost Chester. And this
Very
is
cool.
the official Scout Elf name generator from Elf on the Shelf.
Love that. Love that.
Alrighty. Alexis, thank you so much for enduring my holiday questions and sharing a little bit with us about the traditions and things that you like to do around the holidays.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I appreciate the offer. It was a
Yeah.
good time.
Special thanks again to Jeff, Alexis, Ashley, Michaela, George, and Rox for so generously sitting for these interviews and sharing a piece of your holiday traditions with us. The Agent Survival Guide podcast is a production of Ritter Insurance Marketing, an integrity company. Special thanks to Zippy Frostchester, Peppermint Sugarkin, Bixby Candy Curd, Coco Slaysky, Lucky Joyberg, and Peppermint Frostchester. This episode was written and produced by me, Sugar Belshire. Script proofing by Chipper Wonderworth. Podcast design by Fritz Belshire. Artwork by Buddy Frostchester. To all of our listeners, thanks so much for listening. Happy holidays!